Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. Uh, Gotta love this little left camera, and I'll put Randy Orton next to myself just to make me look even uglier than I already am. You know, why not? Why not do that and look like a complete moron? Okay, so here's the situation. Let's break down some wrestling news for you right now. There's a lot of stuff I gotta go through, so let's go through it right now. By the way, I just saw Elysium, and I'm gonna do a review on that movie soon. I recommend seeing it though, if you didn't see it. Magnus has defeated. Here comes some spoilers if you didn't see it. Magnus has defeated Jeff Hardy in the finals of the TNA World Heavyweight title on Thursday's Final Resolution Impact Wrestling episode, of course. I'm not going to comment on the match, just wanted to give that out. WWE is apparently in the works to change the logo. So that those swiping, squiggly WWE, WWF marks that we've seen since the Attitude Era basically began. You know, I think the logo started in about, I want to say 1997. Yeah, that's going to be going away. How's that going to be? You know what I mean? It's going to be weird. It's so funny because I still think of this logo as being a new logo. You know what I mean? But I think it finally has set in with me, like maybe a few years back, and I know, and I've gotten used to it as opposed to the old gold and blue WWF symbol from back in the mid early 90s and before. And but now it's looks like it's going to be changing again. Will it be that WWE Network symbol that we've been seeing all over the place? I don't know. But apparently, what they're saying is that it's going to be a completely different logo. That it's going to be just way out there compared to anything that we've seen so far, which is strange to me. But I understand why they would do it because it has been a long time since the logo's changed, and it will be actually kind of sad to see it go because I think the logo is just so damn perfect. Um, that I wouldn't that I'm just surprised that's what's happening. Um, there's some other news here. A lot of talk about Roman Reigns winning the WWE Royal Rumble and stuff like that, and I don't think so. But lots of people making mention that there's big plans for him at the Rumble. I don't know how true that could be. I'm actually shocked that these rumors are coming out. And what's weird about it is like Dean Ambrose is the better talker and the most interesting personality. And I love Seth Rollins in the ring. Like, I love him. And Roman Reigns is just your classic big dude who spears people. So, I mean, to me, he's my least favorite of the three. But yet he's the one that constantly gets all this talk and buzz because he has that look that WWE likes to look for. But I think that that's wrong because I just I don't know. I don't see it. I don't, it makes me mad that someone who's as fun to watch as Seth Rollins isn't being talked about like Roman Reigns is for some strange reason. When I think Roman Reigns is just another muscly, tattooed dude who does the spear. I mean, what else does he do? I mean, I think they're all three of them are very talented. In solo, they definitely become weaker, but then eventually solo they could all become stronger. But they'll all have to work on those aspects once they're not together. It's almost amazing. I mean, I wonder who looked at them and said, these three guys are going to work so well together. Because Ambrose can talk and do the classic WWE style wrestling. Uh, Roman Reigns is a badass powerhouse who can spear people and not say a word. And Seth Rollins can go in there and have a hell of a wrestling match and get the crowd excited. But yet each one is lacking in another area. I don't take anything Seth Rollins seriously. He's not very good on the mic. He's kind of like he's almost like he's not quite as good as Dolph Ziggler, but getting in that area. But I still don't take him quite seriously when he starts to talk. Everything drops off for me when he talks. However, Dean Ambrose is the opposite of that. And Roman Reigns doesn't say much. But Roman Reigns' problem is his wrestling ability. That's what he's lacking. Um, so each one of them is lacking in something, but together they make this perfect package. It's very strange. Um, Let's see, what else do we have here? AJ Styles, it looks like. I mean, and this could be the WWE leaking stuff out, but it looks like AJ Styles has signed again with TNA, or is going to be signing with TNA, and that it's pretty much all set and done. Um, I mean, originally AJ Styles turned down TNA, and it was probably for like around 170 to 200,000 or so. Um, he was making, I think AJ's making around 350 to $400,000 right now, or was making that much. But there's been a lot of stuff going on with AJ Styles, and it's confusing actually to hear about it. And I think we're not going to know exactly what's going on until it's over. I think basically people jumping the gun and saying AJ has signed with TNA again for sure. I think they're jumping the gun, and I think he's still in talks, and there's no real way to know. Every time he goes in to talk, I think people think that, oh, he's signed. But I think he's probably going to end up back with TNA again or going to Japan because, I mean, it sounds like if there had been WWE interest, the interest would have already been there and he already would be with the WWE by now because they would know about this situation. The thing is, WWE already has these type of guys. And unless a WWE wrestler like CM Punk or somebody said, listen, get this guy, do it, I want him. But even if they did do that, WWE probably won't pay AJ Styles what he would get paid in TNA. AJ Styles could make 200,000 in TNA. Maybe WWE offers him 90,000 or 150,000. What's the reason for WWE to sign him when he comes out in WWE? I mean, how many people are going to know him? Is it going to be a big pop? Is it going to be like 20% of the crowd are freaking out how cool this is, but most of the rest of the crowd is just like not really sure what's happening? Would they be repackaging him to be? I don't know. So I don't think. It just seems like it should have already happened by now, and because it hasn't happened. It makes me think that he's, just gonna end up going back to TNA or going to Japan, and it's really hard to read, you know, into all this stuff at this time. Sometimes it is easier, but right now it's tough to tell. It's tough to tell exactly what's going on. All right, so anyway, let's get back to some of that other news with the WWE logo. Apparently, they've found 15 different. This is according now. This is a direct. I talked about this a second ago, but now here's a direct link by lordsofpain.net by Mark Middleton. WWE is planning to release a new company logo. Apparently, they have found around 15 different logos that they will pick from, and all are very different from the one they have now. Wow. Interesting. Another report below that on Lords of Pain says during the middle of the coverage of AJ Lee's incident with Michelle Beadle and TLC on Sunday during the pay-per-view, I guess. CM Punk tweeted about hockey, and there were reportedly people within the WWE upset with him for tweeting about hockey on the day of a pay-per-view. Okay. Here's another report coming from, since we're on Lords of Pain right now, let's read some of these. The final segment on December 9th, Raw from Seattle, went nowhere close to how it was scripted. The final moments were exactly as planned, but the Triple H interview changed slightly and was delayed because of Daniel Bryan crowd chants. WWE officials weren't surprised Bryan got a big reaction in Seattle, but did not expect it to come at that level. It did in the final segment. This is back when they were in, Daniel Bryan's hometown of Seattle. So Seattle, we'll call it Seattle from now. Regarding John Cena's promo in the segment, people have had nothing but praise for how quick and smart he was under the circumstances to take a crowd which was protesting against him and link that with them with the idea that he's on the same page as they are, and then bringing them back to him and putting focus on his promo against Randy Orton. I gotta admit, you could tell when that was happening what was going on, and I do have to give big praise to Cena. Obviously, I'm not a big John Cena fan for the most part, or maybe I am in some ways, but I'm not a big. I don't enjoy watching Cena a lot, but I will say that was a wonderful move by Cena. He did handle that very well. He spun that around like you almost think it was scripted, but for it to be scripted that way, the crowd would have had to been in on it too, and they certainly weren't. And WWE knew how things would go probably, but he just did a great job of turning it around, and you got to give him praise for that. Anyway, guys, this was some thoughts I had and some news I wanted to get to, and I'm pretty tired, so just wanted to come on here and give some updates and some stuff and throw that stuff out there. Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? That's what I'm interested in knowing. Who do you think is going to win the Rumble? Put it in the comments section below in the video. And click the like button if you would like. Click the like button and put the thumb where the sun don't shine. And subscribe to me on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. And guys, thanks for being here. More news every day, as long as I'm still alive. And right now, I have to go to bed, because that's what old 30-year-old people do, is they go to bed. Well, I'm 29. I'm not 30 yet. But I'm really thirsty. You ever get that time where you would kill somebody to drink some fruit juice for some reason, or some lemonade? Like right now, I could use some lemonade. Not that makes any sense. But I will find the lemonade, and when I find the lemonade, I will kill every single one of them. Every person who would not allow me to drink lemonade will die. This is taking a dark turn. Good night.